Hey buddies, it's your Ninja Thunder Z96 and today, I will show you the do's and don'ts while playing Dodgy Dobo and an accurate way of getting 100 easily with 3 simple steps. Before I start, please do subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell for the latest updates, tips and giveaway events on Loomian Legacy. For your information, I'm not a pro player when it comes to Dodgy Dobo or disc drops. But I have tried out countless of times on several methods before showing you guys the best way to finish it. Firstly, I will talk about the don'ts that some players might be doing it alright. Looking at the spikes. Many of us can't help but to avoid those spikes while playing Dodgy Dobo. Chances of you crashing it will be very high alright. It's similar to an analogy where you are playing driving games. If you are looking at the curb, chances of it hitting the curb is very high as well. Next, looking at the score. I wouldn't recommend you to have a score display there because once you have hit past 80, you wouldn't focus on it a lot. Try not to look at the score and if possible, change the computer's resolution size such that it blocks the score. Third, listening to the background music. Surprisingly, the background music actually matches with the movement of Dobo, which makes it annoying and confusing as well. If that background music helps you, then you can keep it. But it's best not to listen to it while playing Dodgy Dobo as it will mess up your rhythm to this game. Lastly, having lag in your game. Insensitive keyboard or mouse can be very frustrating together with a very bad Wi-Fi. Not gonna lie, while I am playing on my laptop, I couldn't get past 30 due to the lag and my keyboard space bar could not be registered in the game properly. As a result, I got pretty frustrated and changed to other mode of devices. If you have managed to avoid all these don'ts, then congratulations, we will move on to the do's in this game. Before that you need to know the transitions before hitting 100. The first 20 spikes are pretty chill where the spaces between those spikes are pretty wide. Thereafter, for the next 20 spikes, it's difficult to see those spikes as it is blended in the background, so I suggest you may need to increase your brightness in advance. At the 40th spike, we have the beach background, where the amount of space in between becomes smaller by a quarter I believe. At the 60th spike, it may seem that the spikes are elongated but the space seems wider I believe. The last 80th to 100th seems fine and that's where we have to focus on it rather than feeling excited about getting the saddle. Here are the do's. Firstly, focusing on Dobo. By focusing on Dobo, your line of sight will follow Dobo's movements. As a result, try focusing on the middle in between those spikes instead of going low and rising upwards slowly then going back down again. Your hands will coordinate with your line of sight at Dobo. Hence if you are actually looking at the spikes instead of Dobo, you may hit the spikes eventually. Secondly, practice. Practice is an important step while using this method and a lot of YouTubers including JamiyJamie has emphasized the importance of practicing. If you are able to find the right mouse or keyboard to play with it, then stick to it. If you are comfortable with this method and has seen progress each time you are playing it, then continue with it. Lastly, for a beginner myself, it's important to have lots of cash with you while playing Dodgy Dobo so that you will not lose the momentum playing it. For my case where I had to go back and forth grinding for Lumacoins. The first few tries on Dodgy Dobo goes down to a waste because I lost my momentum on playing it. As a result, prepare as much coins as you can and focus on the game for several hours. If you are rather impatient or short temper, you may take a break and continue it tomorrow. It's difficult to play this game if you are agitated or angry about it. I do know there are other methods that other YouTubers have shared and I find it pretty helpful. One of which is to focus on both Dobo and the bottom spikes instead of focusing mainly on Dobo. As such, it looks just like the dinosaur game that we had played when internet's down. That's all I would like to say and remember, practice is key to reach it to 100 with the method that I have taught you. You will stumble upon getting 20 spikes frequent, to thereafter 60 spikes and 80 spikes frequent as time passes by. Remember to leave a like and share it to your friends who are stuck at Dodgy Dobo. Cheers.